thought they was going to kill me. I mean, I don't know. You know, these guys was just out of hand.
Were you scared for your life at any point?
All the whole time.
Now at 10, a local man is sharing his story only with ABC Big 2 News. He says he was assaulted by several Ector County Sheriff's deputies last year. We got the body cam footage, and tonight we're hearing from the man and his attorney. ECSO has also spoken with us as the investigation into the assault that day continues. On October 3rd, 2021, Odessa native and local business owner Dennis Roberson says deputies came onto his property looking for a suspect involved in a traffic violation. He said it was his friend that had just come by a few minutes before. That friend is seen here on the left side of this video, pictured in the camouflage shirt.
The suspect that they were looking for admitted that was his truck, and he was involved in some kind of traffic altercation somewhere else.
Roberson says from there, deputies began questioning him. He says for no reason.
And the guy said it was his company truck. So one deputy was talking to him, and I was sitting there looking at these other two, and they kept on talking and talking. I was looking, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know nothing about all what's going on. And I explained to them that, you know, take him, and you and all y'all get off my property. That truck's not on my property.
Marvelyn Blair is a local attorney. She's representing Roberson in this case.
We have a right to feel protected by our police and sheriff, and the fact that Mr. Roberson wasn't even a suspect, that he was on his business property, that he asked them to leave because they were starting to ask him questions and they had no warrant, they had no probable cause, and from what I see in the video, no reasonable suspicion to even talk with him.
After deputies began questioning Roberson, he told them to leave from his property and began to turn around. That's when Roberson says, and body cam video confirms, that things got violent.
It's a horrific, traumatic event. These guys are military trained in hand-to-hand combat, and it's three of them that jumped me from behind.
I find it very disconcerting that two of your deputies and a supervisor came to a man's business in search of a suspect, found the suspect, and when asked to leave the property, which was my client's legal right, Mr. Roberson's legal right, it would have been different had he not, had he been the suspect. But they already had the suspect so-called in custody, and they were already talking with him, and Mr. Roberson was just a bystander, basically.
From there, Roberson asked deputies repeatedly to call 911.
Okay, I got a... Shut up. I need a doctor. Shut up. I need a nurse. I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance, sir. Look into my back. I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance.
He says he had several internal injuries previous to this incident, and he now needed medical attention. When he says deputies did not call for medical attention initially, Roberson tried to on his own cell phone. That's when his phone was thrown and says it hit a windshield of one of the cars on his property. Then body cam video shows he was slammed up against another car.
I picked out my phone. I was in handcuffs, and I picked up the phone. That's when they slammed me on that SUV again after he snatched it. They threw it, and then they grabbed me up again. And they strained my back and my neck pretty bad. I don't have any ribs on my right side, so when they kept slamming me against stuff, it's doing some internal injury.
Roberson says he is blind in his right eye as well. He has had to undergo months of physical therapy since the incident.
2.5 months for back therapy. Now I'm doing neck therapy, and they scheduled me for 2 months for that. Also, I'm getting injections in my back. It's interfering in my dealership. You know, I'm having to go to the doctors.
He still has physical therapy. We've waited a while, tried to work with the sheriff's office so that Mr. Roberson didn't feel he had to go public with it. He wanted, you know, justice to be done. He wanted to be made whole.
He says this is in addition to the damage on his porch, car, and cell phone that has still not been offered to be fixed. He's now looking for assault charges to be filed and the deputies to be reprimanded accordingly.
They called me about 2 weeks later, a lieutenant did, and said that they was going to reprimand the guys and they weren't going to pay for my windshield.
And they weren't?
Yeah, so that's what. But I never did get an answer to exactly what reprimand happened.
Just so you know, I'm personally going to come back and take you to jail. So remember me. Okay.
I mean, I think society our community needs to be made aware, and I think the sheriff's office needs to be held accountable.
If they got some training and learn how to treat citizens like citizens, that's fine with me.
Roberson says since the incident, deputies have been harassing him at his place of business.
Oh, well, shortly after that, they started stopping my customers and stuff, and then they started having traffic stops right in front of my place, which I've been out there 22 years, and we don't have that type of activity out there.
Blair says she will continue to defend her client. She says she has not yet filed any petition because they have tried to work with the sheriff's office to keep this incident out of the courtroom.
At this point, we've already done a demand letter because, like I said, we tried to work with the sheriff's office behind the scenes. They stonewalled us.
We did reach out to the Ector County Sheriff, Mike Griffiths, to see if he wanted to talk about this case. He wouldn't talk about this on camera, but he did release a statement that reads in part, quote, "We have been advised not to make any comments due to pending litigation." He goes on to say one of the deputies involved now works for Monahan's and left the department voluntarily. Another deputy involved has not been suspended. Now from this point, Mr. Roberson told me he is looking for justice to be served after he says he was refused an apology by the deputies involved or the Ector County Sheriff himself.